Very good morning to each and everyone, my dear children. So let's continue with the next chapter, internal reconstruction. So in the last classes, we have completed these two chapters like NBFC and ESOPs, and now we are moving through the next chapter that is all about internal reconstruction. So first of all, before starting the topic, etc. and etc., there are two words in this chapter, namely internal and then reconstruction. So first of all, you need to know what do you mean by reconstruction? What do you mean by internal? Are there any types of reconstruction and why it is done? And then how it is done. So first of all, reconstruction. To tell you in a very deliberate meaning, a building might be reconstructed. A building might be reconstructed or an asset might be reconstructed. So when generally reconstruction will be doing, if the present, say for example, a building is reconstructed, why? If the present building is not in a position with the market or not attractive or it is so old that it cannot go further. It's been remodeled, reconstructed, something like that. So frankly speaking, generally when reconstruction will be done in the sense, if it is not working properly, if you take old buildings, say for example a building which is constructed in the year 1930 and say that particular building is not in a not holding its position good. Say for example, if a sudden rain had come or if a storm had come, it has been leaking, the water is leaking in the rooms of the building. So as they have decided to reconstruct the building. So now for your kind of information, here we speak internal reconstruction of a company. We speak all about internal reconstruction of a company. Company is also being reconstructed. Company is also being reconstructed. Likewise, just now I told you why a building is reconstructed. If it is not perfectly modeled out, if it is not perfectly holding good with respect to its position, it is been reconstructed. In the same way, if the company is not holding good with respect to its position, then we will be doing reconstruction. So what do you mean by reconstruction? In the sense reorganizing. Reorganizing is nothing but simply in a single word, reconstruction is nothing but reorganizing. So now moving on ahead. Sir, why reconstruction is done? Uh, in a simple word, reconstruction is done if its position is not holding good. If the company's position is not holding good, we will be doing reconstruction. To tell you, say for example, this is balance sheet of a company. Say this is balance sheet of a company. Likewise, we are having capital, reserves and surplus, outside liabilities, fixed assets, current assets, miscellaneous assets. Miscellaneous assets. So what do you mean by miscellaneous assets? As like you people know, what do you mean by capital? Yes, reserves and surplus is nothing but profits. Outside liabilities is nothing but liabilities. Fixed assets and current assets. You know all the things, but there might be some people who doesn't know what is the meaning of miscellaneous asset. So for your kind of information, my dear children, miscellaneous assets are nothing but something like fictitious assets, non-real assets. Those are given a treatment like assets, but these are not assets. These are given the treatment like assets, but these are not assets. To tell you more clearly, see, say for example, yes, if we have got profit, capital, add net profit, or it can be shown separately as P&L account. That's what net profit. But say for example, if you have got net loss, it should be deducted from capital, right? So instead of deducting from capital minus net loss, show this net loss is at asset side. Let's show this net loss is at asset side. So instead of deducting from capital, that is instead of reducing the liability, show it at asset side. Under what head, sir? Is it a fixed asset? No. Is it a current asset? No. Then what is it, sir? It is nothing but a miscellaneous or fictitious asset. The treatment is just given like an asset, but it is not an asset at all. See, who will see if I tell you there are three things here. Say I'm having plant and machinery, I'm having stock, and having P&L loss. Somebody is telling, sir, I will sell you plant and machinery. Yes, I will purchase. I'm selling stock. Yes, I'll purchase. Sir, I will sell loss. Please take loss. Come on, sir. Nobody will take it. Though you're telling that, sir, I am having an asset which is called P&L account loss. I will give that loss freely to you. Take and enjoy. What is this nonsense? So nobody will come forward to purchase it. The reason being, see, it is just treated like an asset, but it's not an asset at any cost. So it is fictitious. It's like non-real asset, not real asset. Not a real asset. It's like non-real. Something like imaginary. Ujhajanitamainnatuvantivi. It's like an imaginary assets. Those all will be treated like an assets. To tell you one more example, you might have gone through the items. Discount on issue of debentures, loss on issue of debentures. So all these things having debit balance. Discount on issue of debentures, total is rupees 1 lakh, which will be written off over 5 years. So till then, where it will be shown? It will be shown in balance sheet asset side. Is it fixed assets or current assets? No, it's some other head, fictitious or miscellaneous assets. So for your kind of information, these fictitious or miscellaneous assets are also called as unrepresented assets or worthless assets. Worthless. How much amount you show it in your books of accounts, the physical worth is always zero. The physical worth is always zero. It never recover a single penny. It will never recover a single penny to you. It's highly impossible. A single penny will never recover to you. So for your current information, if your position is something like this, capital 1 lakh, reserves and surplus 50,000, outside liabilities you're having something like again 1 lakh, and fixed assets plus current assets together showing 1,50,000, and remaining miscellaneous assets are showing 1 lakh. This is what P&L loss or heavy advertisement expenditure or preliminary expense. Just now we have discussed discount on issue of debentures, loss on issue of debentures, like that. So my dear children, observe the balance sheet properly. Observe the balance sheet properly. If you're observing that, here there are more miscellaneous assets. Say P&L account loss is more. So now it has been continuing. Please take care. It is been continuing. Say for example, this is year 6 balance sheet. So company is observing the balance sheet and board of directors have prepared new strategies so as to get profits in future. They are observing the balance sheet. So our miscellaneous assets, that is like loss is rupees 1 lakh. So immediately we have to recover this loss. Otherwise it is going to be a very big problem. So they have started with new strategies, going ahead with the new discounts, new offers, etc. and etc. So now they have gone to year 8. Now miscellaneous assets had become 10 lakhs. Or miscellaneous assets had become 5 lakhs. The loss is being increasing. So as not in a position to recover that loss. Initially, when the loss is 1 lakh, they have planned so as to recover that loss. Now, after planning the strategies also, their strategies were not worked out. And now it is on a whole showing 5 lakh loss. So now year 8 their position has turned out like this. Capital 1 lakh, reserves and surplus 0, miscellaneous assets 5 lakhs, outside liabilities 8 lakhs, fixed assets and current assets 3 lakhs. Sorry, 4 lakhs. This is what their position is now. Now by looking at this, they have start worrying a lot. So what is this position? Miscellaneous assets loss is 5 lakhs. The other assets are just 4 lakhs. but we need to repay an outside liability of 8 lakh rupees. Started worrying. This is a position which is showing very, very bad sign. Very, very bad sign. So now what they have to do? They have to do some arrangement so as to reduce this loss. If you look this balance sheet, even a person who is having a minimum idea about miscellaneous assets can be telling very, very easily that this company is not working good. It's having a loss of rupees 5 lakhs, that's okay. But if you observe here, it's having an assets of rupees 4 lakhs. 4 lakhs. But the outside liabilities ought to be settled at rupees 8 lakh. Are you're not having enough assets to settle at least your liability? So how is it possible? How is it possible? So point number 1, I'm speaking about why internal reconstruction is done. Point number 1, a company is incurring heavy losses. Company is incurring heavy losses. So you may be asking me, so if a company incurred heavy losses all the time, do reconstruction is necessary? Not at all. Not at all. If at all, the company is very confident that with its new strategies that it can cope up that loss or it can cover up that loss, no reconstruction is necessary. Like as how in our company year 6 it has been reported with 1 lakh loss, and now it is in a position with it is coming out with the new strategies that in future let us wipe out this loss with our new strategies. So it doesn't mean that always if the company is incurring heavy losses if the company is incurring heavy losses, it doesn't mean all the time that it needs to what is that called, do reconstruction. If a company is incurring heavy losses, it doesn't mean that it needs to do always reconstruction. If the company is very confident that with its new strategies the loss can be coped up, the loss can be covered up, no need to go ahead for reconstruction, leave it. But if the company is having such a kind of heavy losses wherein the new strategies will not work so as to cover up these heavy losses, then it is the biggest problem and there is a need to do reconstruction. This is point number 1. And now let's proceed to the next kind of balance sheet. So just balance sheet, capital 1 lakh, outside liabilities 8 lakhs, fixed assets plus current assets, or let's say let's fixed assets say something like 5 lakhs, current assets say 2 lakhs, miscellaneous assets say just okay, let me change, current assets say 3 lakhs or 3.5 lakhs and miscellaneous assets just 50,000. This is like say P&L loss. Observe this balance sheet. Its capital is like 1 lakh, loss is like 50,000, but even though it's in a good position, I mean not in good, not in bad, it's having a loss of 50,000, it's having a capital of rupees 1 lakh, so it's okay, not bad. It can cover up with its strategies. Reason being it is having more assets, 5 lakhs plus 3.5 lakhs, super bindas. It's something like 8.5 lakhs. 8.5 lakhs assets are there. Just it has to recover 8 lakhs from those assets so as to repay the outside liabilities. So the position is good enough. So the position is good enough, not so bad. That is what I mean. Good in the sense it's not very good. My intention is something that this position is not bad. It can go well if it has planned properly. But here there is a problem. The problem is that the market value of these 5 lakhs is just 1 lakh. This current assets is having a debtors of rupees 2.5 lakh, which are debtors from the past 2 years. They are not repaying a single penny. Now see how worst the position has turned out to. The book value of fixed assets is 5 lakh, but if you have sold in the market, it will be recovering only 1 lakh. Current assets is like 3.5 lakhs. We are very, very happy. I'm going to recover 3.5 lakh. Now, if you have seen the thing, current asset is having a debtor which is showing 2.5 lakh who have not recovered since from the past 2 years. The position is very, very bad. So, for your kind information, for 5 lakhs, the recovery is only 1 lakh. For 3.5 lakhs, the recovery is also only 1 lakh. So, out of 8.5 lakh, from fixed asset recovering 1 lakh, From current assets, after not recovering 2.5 lakhs out of 3.5 lakhs, recovering another 1 lakh. So 2 lakhs is recovered. That's it. So though the loss is simply appearing like only what is that, 50,000, but there is inner loss here. How the loss is appearing? Just 50,000. But if you have sold this fixed asset, you will be recovering only 1 lakh and 4 lakhs is loss. If you have recovered this 3.5 lakhs, only 1 lakh is recovered and 2.5 lakh is loss. So what is your total loss? 4 plus 2.5, 6 plus 50, 7 lakh is your loss. So here, our company is not performing bad. Our company is okay. It's not incurring with heavy losses. But for your kind information, our company is represented by overvaluation of the assets. If you have looked in the market, the assets 8.5 lakh asset is just recovering only rupees 2 lakhs. So our assets are overvalued. So as that in a position, in future we are not going to get that valuation. So what point is that shown up there? So if reality look choose the outside liabilities, how much I have to pay you? 8 lakhs. How much you are going to recover? 2 lakhs. What is your capital? 1 lakh. What is your loss? 7 lakhs. What to do? This is also a problem, right? You need to make this balance sheet as a good balance sheet. This position is not good. So, reason number two is that company overvaluation of assets. Now moving on to the next thing. Sir, for your kind information, assets might be overvalued or undervalued, but 99% of the cases, liability will never be overvalued or undervalued. How much we have to pay, that will be recorded in the books of accounts for sure. So now, what is one more reason that we are having? Look very carefully. Our assets, our capital is like 10 lakhs. Liabilities are just 1 lakh. And assets are like 11 lakhs. Now observe this. And let me tell you, yeah, your reserves and surplus is something like 1 lakh. And say your fixed assets and current assets are like 12 lakhs now. Done. If you observe carefully, sir, you're doing business with rupees 10 lakhs capital. You have invested rupees 10 lakhs capital, but you got just 1 lakh profit till now. Say for example, this is from year 1, I mean this is the position of year 8. You have started your business with 10 lakhs capital. Till now you have got 1 lakh profit. And your liabilities are just 1 lakh. Your assets, if you sold this, it will be recovering a good amount, like around 12 lakhs will be recovered. But what is been happening here in the sense, for your kind of business, the capital is more. No need to have that much capital in order to get a profit of rupees 1 lakh and in order to set off a liabilities of rupees 1 lakh. See, if you are having a capital of 10 lakhs, if you are having a capital of rupees 10 lakhs, you can do a very good business. You have purchased, your assets are like 12 lakhs. Now you can do a very good business. So that your profit should be a minimum of 10 lakh or 20 lakhs. But your position is such a bad, though you're having enough resources, you're not utilizing those resources properly. So for your kind of information, my dear children, overcapitalization. For your size of business concern, this is absolutely overcapitalized. No chase business ki capital chala ekkuva. So this much capital is not needed. Reduce some of the amount of capital. So reason number 3 is all about companies overcapitalization. Point number 1, when we are going to, first of all, what do you mean by reconstruction? Sir, reconstruction is nothing but reorganizing. Reorganizing what? reorganizing the company's financial structure. Reconstruction is nothing but reorganizing the company's financial structure. Why to reconstruct? Why to reorganize the company's financial structure? Because it is not looking good. Because the position is bad. Because the position is bad. Because the position is bad. Since the position is bad, since the position is not looking absolute, since the position is not looking what is that called, with a good financial parameters. So now you are in a position to reconstruct, to reorganize your company's financial parameters so as to make it good. Since your company's financial structure is not good, so now you need to reorganize the financial structure or the financial position so as to make the financial parameters good. So why your position is not depicting good? Why your position is depicting like bad? Number one, you're incurring heavy losses. You have planned many strategies, you have worked out with many strategies, but you are not in a position to recover that loss. So you're incurring heavy losses and you are estimating that these losses cannot be covered up with your strategies and with the competition that you're having. So this is problem number one. Or you're representing your assets more than the market value. You're representing that your assets or assets will fetch, assets at 10 lakhs you have shown, but if you have inquired in the market, they will just fetch 1 lakh. So what about 9 lakh loss? So you're overvaluing your assets. Now point number three, the size of the business is small, but the capital invested is more. Or you have invested more capital, you're not doing the business in such a size so as that it is representing your capital. With 10 lakhs, you can do lots and lots of miracles, but you're not in a position to do it. So your assets or your capital is more, but you're not sufficiently and efficiently utilizing your capital. So as that automatically losses may occur. Losses may occur. It's very simple that if you want 10 rupees, you will utilize that 10 rupees very, very hardly and safely. But if you hold 100 rupees when you want 10 rupees, etla kharchu aitado telidu. It will just convert into a very bad thing. I mean, you will spend more wastely. That's what my intention. See, you want 10 rupees. If you're having 10 rupees or 20 rupees, you'll spend it wisely. You'll count for each and everything. But if you are having 100 rupees in your hand, but you want only just 10 rupees, you will spend it. How did I spend? I don't know. Over. How? I don't know. So, overcapitalization. Whatever need is 1 lakh, but you're having more so that it is not working efficiently. So, these are the three main reasons why you need to do a reconstruction. So, please take care. The topic that we are learning is internal reconstruction. What do you mean by reconstruction? And when reconstruction is nothing but reorganizing the company's financial structure. Why do you want to reorganize the company's financial structure? Because as of now, the company's financial structure is not depicting good. So as to make the financial parameters good, you have to do reconstruction or reorganizing. So what are the reasons why your company's financial structure is bad? Company is incurring in heavy losses and it is unable to make the losses good with its strategies. Or company is having overvaluation of assets, or company is being overcapitalized. That is the reason now we are here to make the company's position and company's financial parameters good. So let's proceed a bit further. That is reconstruction, in the sense reorganizing, you told. And there are two kinds of reconstruction. Number one, internal reconstruction. Number two, external reconstruction. What do you mean by external reconstruction? You are unable to make your company good, so you want to close your company either by selling to others or by merging into a other company. External. You want some other person to help you. External. With your resources, you are unable to reconstruct. with your resources, with your confidence, you are unable to reconstruct and you want to reconstruct, but externally with the help of some other company, with the help of some other person. So what you want to do is that, what you want to do is that you just want to close your company and you just want to sell your company to others so that they will reconstruct, or you just want to merge your company into the other company so that they will take a chance of reconstruction. So this is what called as external reconstruction. But now we are learning all about internal reconstruction. What do you mean by internal reconstruction? You want to reconstruct your company with the resources that are available, with the assets that are available, with the capital that is available, with the lenders that are there. You want to talk with each and every people. You need to speak with each and every people, and you need to reconstruct your business by yourselves. You need to reconstruct your business by yourselves. That is what called as internal reconstruction. So for your kind information, my dear children, internal reconstruction is like last hope to the company. Internal reconstruction is like last hope to the company. That company is not well, so it is being joined in the hospital. Now it is kept in ICU. It is being monitored. It is being monitored by the doctor. They are telling it is the last hope. If it has worked out, well and fine. Otherwise, the next stage is just liquidation. So I hope you have got my point. Liquidation is nothing but like closing the company totally, so as to settle the liabilities, so as to sell all the assets. So when will we do internal reconstruction? See, a very simple thing is that, say for example a person is health condition is not good and he is being joined in the hospital. If doctors are telling that he is unable to survive, what point is there to do medication to him? What point is there to treat him? Not at all needed. Asleem avasaram ledu. Doctors will be telling, so we are sorry, how much effort you put, but you cannot save that person. So you can please take him to your home. Waste of money, waste of treatment. In the same way, it is the last hope to the company. That company will revive in future. So shareholders are believing, management is believing, lenders are believing, company is believing, even the court is believing, everybody is believing, public is believing that company will revive in future. If nobody is believing, why to do internal reconstruction? Directly close the company. But it is like last hope or last chance which is given to the company. You company, till now your position is not good. So we are here to make your position good. After doing all the scheme or after doing all the internal reconstruction, we will give the company a good thing. This is your company. Now everything is good. Start freshly, start newly. Now buck up, now pull up, now get your resources, now show what are you. You're just telling to the company. Even if after making the position good, after internally reconstructed, even if the company is not performing better, and of course the next stage is closing the company, that is what liquidation. So I have told you the three reasons. Number one, incurring heavy losses. Incurring heavy losses. Number two, over valuation of assets. Number three, over capitalization. When will we do internal reconstruction? All the time is reconstruction necessary. Point number one. For these three reasons, incurring heavy losses, over valuation of assets, over capitalization. If you are in a position to plan your strategies well, and if you are in a position to have a confidence that your strategies will wipe out these three bad things, then no need to do any reconstruction. A person is got illness. If he is in a position to take home remedies and if he is cured, then no need to join in hospital. If a company has got these three problems, over valuation of assets, over capitalization, incurring heavy losses, then with the strategy of the companies, if the company is treating any of these three bad things into good thing, no need to do any reconstruction. But now home remedy is not working out, these strategies are not working out, he is immediately joined in hospital. Now immediately you just wanted to do reconstruction. Reconstruction is of again two types. If you're in a position to treat yourselves, then it is called as internal reconstruction. If you're not in a position to treat your company yourselves and you're expecting some other person to make your company good, then it is called as external reconstruction. Now we are not going with this thing. We are just going with internal reconstruction. Now with the doctors available, వాళ్ళే treat చేస్తుంటే internal, some other external doctor is coming from foreign, external. So likewise, say for example, these strategies have not worked out so as to make these bad things good. So the next step is, let us treat this company. If there is a hope to revive, then do internal reconstruction. If you are not having any hope, then liquidation. After person joining in the hospital, if there is a hope that he will survive in future, give the treatment, give the medication. Otherwise, take him to home, he will be liquidated. So this is what your reconstruction. So very summarizing, just incurring heavy losses, overcapitalization, overvaluation of assets. Now if the company is having strategies which will make these three bad things good, then there is no point of reconstruction. And if the company believes that it cannot do so, it wants to reconstruct it anyhow. If they want to reconstruct it by themselves, it is called as internal reconstruction. It's like last hope. If the company is believing that these three bad things will become good if we have internally reconstructed, then proceed. Otherwise, we cannot reconstruct ourselves. We want external help, external reconstruction. Even though we cannot do so, sir, no need to do any reconstruction. If you're not having any hope to revive, then what point is there to reconstruct? Just liquidation. So my dear children, this is what your internal reconstruction meaning, so as to make your financial parameters good. Reasons, any of these three reasons, and if the position will be turn out good, it will be reconstructed, otherwise it will be liquidated. Now how this scheme is done, how this scheme should be done. So now company is believing that its strategies will not work, and now it is believing that let us try for reconstructing our company by consulting all the members that are available. So company has decided to do internal reconstruction with respect to its company. So how to do internal reconstruction, that is what our next point is. So how the balance sheet position will be. And like I have told you three reasons. Say for example, if losses are more, if your losses are more, first one, if the company is incurring from heavy losses, then these losses are to be reduced. How losses will be reduced? Either by increasing assets or by decreasing liability or by decreasing capital. Am I correct or wrong, sir? See, reason number one, the company is incurring heavy losses. Reason number one, the company is incurring heavy losses. That's what miscellaneous assets or P&L account loss. So now these losses should be deleted. How losses will be wiped out from the business? Losses etla taggutayi? Either by increasing its assets or by decreasing its liability. Point number one, your position is not good. You're incurring from losses. How is it possible to increase your valuation of assets? How is it possible to increase your valuation of assets? Say for example, fixed asset, it is showing 1 lakh. You want to decrease this loss. In the sense, this 1 lakh should realize more than 1 lakh in the market. Increasing assets doesn't mean purchasing new assets. Please take care. My intention of increasing asset doesn't mean that purchasing new assets, but to fetch the more value for the assets. How is it possible? If the asset is really having good worth in the market, it will fetch. Otherwise, it will not fetch. So what is the next option that you are having? To decrease your liability. So you have to arrange a meeting with the people. You have to arrange a meeting with the creditors. You have to arrange a meeting with the lenders. You have to talk with each and everyone, each and every outsiders. And you have to ask them so as to decrease your liability. And you have to decrease your capital also. So for incurring losses, if the company is incurring heavy loss, so as to make all the financial parameters good, so as to wipe out the losses, the options that are available are increase the valuation of assets, but which is not in our hands, because how much amount do the fixed assets or current assets fetch is depending upon the market. So we cannot do anything with it. Hope you are understanding my point. Reasons for internal reconstruction. Number one, the company is incurring heavy losses. So now, what to do in order to make the parameters good? Take out the loss. Take out the loss. Pick out the loss. If you have taken out the loss, if you have picked out the loss, then automatically it will become good. Then how the loss will be taken out? How the loss will be taken out? The loss will be taken out. The loss will be taken out by increasing the value of the assets or by decreasing the value of liabilities. Increase in value of assets not in our hands, because it is in the market hands, so we cannot do anything with it, so leave it aside. So what we have to do in the sense, you have to decrease your liabilities, you have to decrease your capital. These are the things mainly that you have to do. Second reason, overvaluation of assets. So assets are overvalued, so now you have to decrease your valuation of assets. So whenever you have decreased the valuation of assets, automatically amount fetched will be less, and as a result you are not having enough money to repay your liability, and then liability also should be decreased. Say for example, liabilities are like 10 lakhs, assets are also like say for example, fixed assets plus current assets are like 12 lakhs. Other things were there, capital. So now if you have sold the asset, you will be getting only 4 lakhs. You will be getting only 4 lakhs. In the sense 8 lakhs loss is there, right? Again here also now you need to decrease your loss. How you need to minimize your loss? You have to reduce your liability or you have to reduce your capital. So even for second thing also the same procedure will be followed. For third thing, over capitalization, capital is more, so immediately decrease your capital. Apart from this, nothing to do. Apart from this, nothing to do. You have to reduce your capital structure. You have to change your capital structure. Or if any surplus assets are there, extra assets are there, those should be sold out. Those should be sold out immediately. So for your kind information, over capitalization law, how the things will be like. Say for example, capital 10 lakhs, reserves and surplus 1 lakh, liabilities 1 lakh. Your miscellaneous assets or losses 50,000, or forget about loss for some time. Say your fixed assets plus current assets is like 12 lakhs. So now whatever excess assets are there, sell the excess assets and get that cash and repay some liability. That is what capital. Since overcapitalized, decrease your capital immediately. So this is what generally adopted if it is in the case of overcapitalization. Please listen. What are the things that I am having? Number one, how to do internal reconstruction. First, what is the reason for internal reconstruction? So the company is incurring heavy losses. So now, what is your aim? So as to make that losses good, so as to reduce the losses. How the losses will be reduced? Either increasing the value of assets or decreasing the value of liability. Increasing the value of assets, is it in your hands? No sir, leave it. Decrease in the value of liability, is it in your hand? Yes, sir, but it's very difficult. So arrange a meeting with all the people, talk with all the people. So you can do only decrease in liability. Increase in assets is not in our hand. Or you have to decrease your liability or you have to decrease your capital. This is over. And now moving on to the next step. Moving on to the next step. What is the next step, sir? Overvaluation of assets. You have shown more value than what it will fetch in the market. So whenever you have shown more value, automatically again you will be having a loss here. Again you have to minimize your loss. To minimize your loss, you have to decrease your liabilities or you have to decrease your capital. Point number 3, overcapitalization. Your capital is more. So how many assets are more? Likewise, if any surplus assets are there, excess assets are there, sale of the excess assets. After selling the excess assets, some amount will be recovered to you. So with that amount, repay the capital or decrease the capital. So the problem will be solved. Sir, everything is fine. A company has decided to do internal reconstruction, and now you also have told the position. Everything is fine. So can a company decide itself to do internal reconstruction? or does it need to seek any permissions or something like that? Absolutely. See, company is an item, or company is a person which is formed by law. Formed by law. So if you want to reconstruct or rearrange, or if you want to liquidate or close, even these things also should be with the permission of law only. Please take care. Company being an artificial person, it is formed by law and it cannot die a natural death, or it cannot go for a natural reconstruction as per its wish. Since it is formed and created by law, it should be reconstructed with law, or it should be liquidated with law. That's it. So now, in order to reconstruct, first it needs to seek the permission of NCLT. Previously, we used to have BIFR, Board of Industrial and Financial Reconstruction. Now this is dissolved. If I was not wrong, in the 2016 year it was closed. And from then the power is totally endorsed to NCLT, National Company Law Tribunal. So if your company wants to do any sort of reconstruction, if your company wants to do any sort of reconstruction, then you have to approach NCLT. Then you have to approach NCLT. You have to seek the permissions from NCLT, and then you need to proceed for the process of reconstruction. So let us have some live examples. Let us have some live examples with respect to this internal reconstruction. Likewise, are there any company who have gone for this internal reconstruction? Sir, number one, everybody knows this. Satyam company, Satyam scam. What Satyam company has done? It is having its capital. It is having its capital, some amount, and it is been borrowing some liabilities. It is been borrowing with respect to some liabilities. It is taking some loans. Simply to tell you, it is taking some loans. With respect to this capital and with respect to these loans, all these things were diverted to another company, like a defunct company. To tell you, anta peddaga akkarledu. All these things were invested in lands and buildings. Land and buildings. What is the aim of Mr. Satyam Ramalingaraju is that at that time real estate is in boom. Real estate is in boom, high-end boom. So if you invest in lands and building, immediately it will within a year it will develop double, or it will fetch double. So what Mr. Ramalingaraju has done, he is having the own amount called capital, and he is having loans, right? So he is having loans. He has taken, the company has taken some loans, and the total amount is being invested in lands and buildings. That is what real estate. The wonderful and worst year of depression in the entire world is like 2008, which had come in the year 2008, and entire real estate has gone down. So, what this scam, Satyam scam, is that Mr. Ramalingaraju has invested. He is having around 26% share in this Satyam company. So now he has invested all the things in land and buildings, and now he has started overstating the profits. Mr. Ramalingaraju has started overstating more profits. ఎక్కువ profits ని చూపించడం స్టార్ట్ చేశాడు. Window dressing, the concept of window dressing. Whenever a company's profit is getting increased, automatically the market will be also getting increased. So this company is getting more profits, so let us purchase shares in that company. Like the demand had become more, and as a result, artificial demand, since it is increased now, the price of the company has gone up, perigindi. At that moment, Mr. Satyam Ramalingaraju has sold his shares, and he had made the profits. తక్కువగా ఉన్నప్పుడు కొనేసి ఎక్కువ అయినప్పుడు అమ్మేశాడు. అసలు అది ఎక్కువ ఎందుకు అయింది అంటే he has done window dressing. He has manipulated the profits and shown more profits. So whenever they have shown more profits, automatically profit is more, market price will be more, demand is more. At that moment he sold his share and he got lots and lots of crores, and he enjoyed with it. Now listen, the main point is here itself. So whatever the artificial or wrong profits that he has shown, his aim, what aim anukunnadante, now I am investing in real estate. I am overstating more profits. So I will sell this land and building and I will get more profits. These more profits ఇప్పుడు ఏదైతే ఎక్స్ట్రా చూపించానో అక్కడ వచ్చిన ఎక్స్ట్రా ప్రాఫిట్స్ తో కవర్ అప్ చేద్దామని అనుకున్నాడు. Hope you have got what my main intent is that. He has had some capital, he is having some loans, he has invested in real estate. Now his main aim is that he has shown more profits which are not there. He has done some window dressing, he has shown more profits which are not there at all, so that the market price is increased. He has sold all his shares, he is left with profit. ఇప్పుడు ఈ నేమ్ ఏంటంటే something like, now I am manipulating, now he is manipulating profits, right? So without having some profits, he is showing that there are profits. So his aim is that in future this real estate will develop and all the lands and buildings will be fetching more rates. I will be selling those, I'm getting profits. So whatever the wrong profit that I have shown now will be recovered with high end profits that were recovered in later. If this has happened, it will be a very cool thing and it could have been solved, or అది బయటకి కూడా రాకపోవచ్చు. But the worst part happened here is that the year 2008, land and buildings, that's what real estate sector has got depressed, and as a result it didn't fetch the expected amount. Moreover, not even the cost price also. And that is the reason whatever the losses that, I mean, whatever the unwanted profit that is being shown and window dress till now is unable to recover. And as a result, Satyam scam had emerged out, which was disclosed to each and everyone, and then it is being sold to Tech Mahindra, which is called as external reconstruction. This is what your Satyam scam, and I have spoken about a kind of external reconstruction. So let's go to some other company. You might have heard Uninor. Of course, now it is being sold to Airtel. Uninor sold to Airtel. So Uninor is a company which is formed with a combination of two companies. Number one is Unitech and number two is Telenor. So if you have an idea, after Uninor, after some days, it has been changed its name to Telenor also. Why this has happened, I'll tell you. Listen. So now Uninor is a company which is formed with two companies, Unitech and Telenor. Uninor. What is Unitech company's business? See, Unitech company is in technology, I mean like real estate and infra technology. Unitech. So now even the same thing was done here. Capital, loans. Now invested all the amount in real estate itself. So it when the time is very good, when there are more and more amounts of profits to Unitech, it has pulled up some profits and it has got a tie-up with Telenor, and they have started a new company called as Uninor. That is what Unitech is into, telecommunication also. But again, an year called 2008 had come, which has degraded the real estate market, and as a result, Unitech has divested its investment in Uninor also. So whatever the share that is there in Uninor, it is being sold to Telenor, and now Uninor is not there, Unitech is not there, totally it is belonging to Telenor only. And that is the reason why at a later point of time Uninor has been changed to Telenor. Initially it is a combination of Unitech and Telenor, but later on Unitech sold its share to Telenor, and so it has been worked out as a Telenor now. And later it is a different topic that Telenor is also unable to manage, and it is being sold to Airtel. It's a secondary part, so leave it aside. Now come here. Unitech, so is into real estate. When the profits are good, it has been have a tie-up with Telenor, and they have started a telecommunication network also, Uninor. But whenever the real estate has started falling down, it has started its internal reconstruction by selling its share to Telenor. So this is what happened with Unitech. And let me give you another company, Suzlon Energy. Suzlon Energy. Suzlon Energy is a company which is been producing wind energy. Suzlon Energy is a company which is producing wind energy, Amma. Producer of wind energy by using high-end turbines and what is that called, windmills will be there near to what is that called, hill station, something like that. We will be having windmills, right? Yeah. So Suzlon Energy is a company which is producing wind energy through its windmills, etc. and etc. So now what happened to Suzlon Energy? It's having capital and it has taken loans, and now all these loans and capital amount was invested in windmills. But later on, what happened in the sense, what the Suzlon Energy is thinking that we are having windmills, let us, I mean, we have invested more. Ante up till one point of time, it has been doing a normal business, but the profits are more. So it has decided, let's start producing more wind energy and let's start constructing more windmills. So till then, its profit is very good. So to whichever bank it approached, to whomever lender the company approached, by looking over to the strategies and by looking over to the drastic change of the company, everybody is in a position to give loans. So in the same way, it has got loans and it has invested in windmills. Nothing wrong in that. But later on, Suzlon Energy is unable to handle such a big project. Unable to handle such a big project, which is a kind of overcapitalization, are unable to handle such a big project, and later on Suzlon Energy has gone into internal reconstruction. And now I will give you a very different example now. I mean, different in the sense, a very what is that called, a failed example. So now this also Ashok Leland, which is in what is that called, Ashok Leland, which is also in real estate business. The same thing happened like uh, Unitech, and it is also invested in the land and buildings, and real estate had got come down and it has done internal reconstruction. Anyways, my dear children, this Ashok Leland or this Suzlon Energy, these have done internal reconstructions and these were now working out very well. I mean, not very well, but these have recovered. These were recovered. And if you have gone to this Uninor, unable to recover. And if you have gone to this Satyam, unable to recover, and of course sold to Tech Mahindra, and they have recovered it. Now it is running. So external reconstruction, and all the remaining are like internal reconstructions that I told you till now. And let me give you one more example, Hindustan Antibiotics. Hindustan Antibiotics is such a company in India wherein the first insulin, if I was not wrong, insulin or penicillin, something, sugar ki medicine and something, I have forgotten, insulin if I was not wrong. It is found first. Hindustan Antibiotics has found the first Indian company to found insulin to sugar disease. Anyways, so now at one point of time, Hindustan Antibiotics is not in a position to recover, so it has gone for internal reconstruction. And for your kind information, my dear children, the internal reconstruction is also not in a position to make this Hindustan Antibiotics good after the scheme. Even after this scheme, even after the completion of the scheme, Hindustan Antibiotics is not working well, and that is the reason later on it is liquidated. Hindustan Antibiotics is later on liquidated. So just I told you, if there is a hope to revive, they will be doing internal reconstruction. Otherwise, straight away at that point itself liquidated. But now Hindustan Antibiotics is having a hope, and that is the reason why they have done internal reconstruction. But for your kind information, my dear children, even after doing internal reconstruction, this is not, the company is unable to revive. And that is the reason later, at a later stage, at a later point of time, it is finally liquidated. And recently, everybody knows Yes Bank. Yes Bank, a small a bank which is not in limelight at all. Suddenly a scam had been emerged out. Suddenly on the day itself it has been fallen to its lower circuit in its stock market to 3 or 4 rupees also. And now Yes Bank is being reconstructed now. Yes Bank is being reconstructed now. So even Yes Bank is also gone to reconstruction. Nowadays, this is what the recent example. See, whatever Uninor, Unitech, Hindustan Antibiotics, Suzlon Energy, Ashok Leyland, all these are like older examples. And the recent example is like Yes Bank, which has been reconstructed also. So anyways, my dear children, so these are the live examples before you. But please don't forget like how to do internal reconstruction. Our main aim is to minimize losses. Even if the assets are overvalued, there is loss. Even if we have incurred huge amount of heavy losses, there is loss. So our aim is to make the losses good. Our aim is to make the assets properly valued. If we have shown 10 lakhs, market is fetching only 1 lakh. So it should be shown at 1 lakh and 9 lakh is loss. Now this loss should be minimized out. So how the loss will be minimized out? By reducing liabilities or by reducing capital. So this is what end for today's class. So let's meet in the next session. Like why the liabilities or the outsiders will accept for your scheme to reduce their share of payment. What we are speaking, reduce liabilities or reduce capital. So first let's speak about reduce liabilities. Why the outsider do both for you? Their share is like 1 lakh, but you're telling them, sir, my company's position is not good, I will pay you only 50,000. Why do they accept for that? And how do they accept for that? How will the company convince? Why do they convince? So let us discuss all these things later in the next class. So thank you. Class completed. Bye.